Good morning, Forgotten Ones. Today is Wednesday, February 16th, 2022. It's about 7:37 in the morning, and here I am, recording this video. I'm well overdue. I know I've been busy. I got a couple projects going on, and I'm trying to do them simultaneously and merge them together. Hopefully that will overlap and link. I've been posting videos from Reality Speaks to this channel, prayerfully enjoying them. And I'm just trying to have some real content. And we're working on giving you more content. And it's interesting. So anyway, here I am. It's good to be back. And today I just want to speak a little bit about myself. I want to kind of like use myself as an example as for some of the mistakes that people make when they come home. And I want to share with you my thought processes for change, what motivated me to change, and what I actually did to implement it when I came home. So I think the most important thing for me, and I may have said this already, but I'm going to emphasize it again, is that I had to finally take full responsibility for my choices, for my past choices, as well as the consequences. Now that's the interesting part, because I wasn't willing to suffer the consequences despite all the things that I did. I know I was dead wrong. I've stole from people. I've done some real horrible things during my drug addiction. But I still would not accept the consequences of my action. And nor was I accepting responsibility fully, even though I was choosing to use the drugs and all the behavior attached. Because I was not responsible in my mind. In my mind, it was the drug's fault, not mine. Think about this for a minute. It was the drug fault that I was picking it up and using and letting it cause havoc in my life. Even though the drug can't think and doesn't have a mind and a brain like me, and doesn't have limited free will. I blame the drug. Let's think about that for a minute. And it took me a long time. I mean, I was fighting tooth and nail. Nah, it's not my fault, because if it wasn't for the drugs, I wouldn't be acting like this. Well, that's some stinking thinking. And I know that because as long as I kept those thought processes, I kept using it. Because there was nothing wrong with me. But for some reason, I was inspired with this thought, and I accepted it, I received it. And that was, Kamal, you're the one responsible. And once I really accepted that idea, or that fact actually, then my denial left. I was no longer in denial about anything. I was the one responsible, no one else. And then I was able to move forward because I knew what I needed to do at that point. It was about me, not the drugs, not my friends, not my family. It was about me. I need to do some work, which is a 4-letter word, by the way, a curse word, work. I needed to do the work. So now once I adopted this new perspective or attitude so I could move forward, the next thing on my list was slick. Now I had to think about being slick. For me, I know I'm fairly intelligent. I like to think that. But I always become stupid because I'm trying to be slick. So it's like a drug. Like, the drug could be 100% pure. Or the alcohol, if you're drinking alcohol, could be 100% pure. And if you dilute it, if you add a cut to it, it's going to weaken it and it's not going to be the same. For me, the little bit of intelligence I have, the little bit of intelligence you have, or anyone that's related to you may have, we make ourselves, instead of intelligent or smart, we make ourselves stupid because we always try to be slick. For those who this applies to, but it applies to me. I always consider myself being slick. So I said after the denial left, you can't be slick no more, come on, all right? As a matter of fact, if you had a tendency to respond a certain way to a situation, especially a situation that could lead you back to drug use or prison, do a 180-degree turnaround. So if I was going this way, I'm going to do the opposite of every response, every decision, every choice I made. Was I completely successful? No. I'm an emotional person, you know. And when you're in a relationship, you kind of lose it sometimes. But I'm working on that. But as far as in my daily life, as far as the decisions that would take me back to drugs or prison, I'm not trying to be slick no more. I'm not trying to be slick a little bit to be stupid and to make a stupid decision. Just those little slick little things like, well, I'll lie to this person. Well, I'll take this from this person. I'll go to the supermarket and shoplift this, or I'll find a way around it. I think one of the things that that was important for me, that coupled with this slick, is for many years I drove without a license, you know. And so one of the things I said when I come home is I'm going to get my license. If I owe DMV, I'm just going to pay them off to the best of my ability, and when it's paid, I'll go get my license. So that's the one thing I wanted to do. And then once I got my license and started driving for the first time in my life, it felt so good to be able to drive by police, whether they're in front of us, crossing in front of me, or they driving behind me. I know I'm riding clean for once in my life. No more being slick, no more trying to get over. Because at the end of the day, it hurts me, right? In this case, if I think I'm slick, I'm driving no license, no insurance, they pull me over, I'm the one who's going to suffer. Here we go with those consequences. Here I'm being stupid for trying to be slick, thinking I'm smart, right? That's me. That's who I was until I changed. I'm trying to change that now. I'm trying to use my intelligence for this platform instead of thinking I'm slick. So slick was one of them that I had to work on, and it's a work in progress. But I can safely say that I'm not engaging in behaviors that's going to take me back to my drug use or back to prison. I may have little issues in interpersonal relationships and how I respond, and just my internal feelings. Like, I'm an emotional person. Things probably bother me when it shouldn't. I worry over things when they shouldn't. Those are the internal things I have to work on. But the major ones, as far as that slick stuff, please pass that on to your family and your friends inside. Try to get them to understand that being slick is not the answer. And tell them I said it. You know, tell them I said it. If they come home and want to be slick again, they think I got a plan, they're going to sell drugs and come home and have this drug empire, or even be a rap star, whatever. No. You might be a rap star, but how you going to eat until then? Suppose it doesn't happen. It has to be a plan B and C. So that's one thing I will try to convince them is like, you have to stop being slick, baby. It doesn't work. It never pans out. So the other things I wanted to do was I wanted to come home and work on my credit. And I was able to do that. I have a financial workshop that I'm doing once a week. Actually, tonight is part 2. So if you can find me on Reality Speaks, this is something that you can share with your loved ones inside, because many of them don't have financial awareness. I've seen that for myself inside. And so I'm going to teach people how to be financially aware, especially guys coming home. They need this. They need to have a plan about their finances when they come home. Because if they don't, we may go back to those old behaviors, selling drugs, robbing, burglarizing, selling dummies of people. I see that. And just, we need to get a financial plan together for ourselves and for our loved ones inside. a more sound one, because when you watch my workshop, you understand budgeting don't mean what it means, what it meant to me years ago. You know, our budgeting plan can't be, well, listen, I'm gonna get my designer clothes, I'm gonna get my headband, I'm gonna get my weed, my drugs, and I'm gonna have me some money in my pocket, and the bills get paid, oh well, what bills? You know, that's not a financial plan. I don't know if everybody does it like I did it, but I did it, you know, and that was my values. My values had to change. It wasn't always about the party, but life was one big party for me. You know, I went to feel good, and I went to escape life. So that was my value. So that's where my money went first. There was no budget. It was a no-brainer. When I got my money, drugs, clothes, money in my pocket to party. That was a no-brainer. Can't live like that. We can't be successful like that. So I also wanted to come home and get a car. I had no money. I had no one that could buy me a car. I had no drug dealer friends that had stacks that could say, here's a little couple stacks. None of that. I had to come home and do it I ain't gonna say without any help, because I had a plan. And I don't want to tell you what the plan is, but I did come home and get a car, and I had some help from friends. I'll just leave it like that. But if you want something bad enough, you can come home and get it. Not to keep you guys too long, we try to stay within the 15-minute range. I want to really talk about, before I end this, the struggles I have with employment, okay? So I came home in April, and that June, I was able to get a job at Family Dollar here in Utica. Had no problems. Actually, they were even calling me to come in to fill in with people who was banging in for work that wasn't coming in. I was showing up. I'm working the register. We got 1,500, sometimes 2,000 in the register. Nothing ever missing for about 40 days. But yet, the district manager was nervous because of my record. And he told me I had to leave, even though I never heard it from HR. They never emailed and told me to leave. But a background check was done, and the agency that did the background check recommended, do not hire me. So when they told me that they was gonna have to let me and another individual go because of this, it had nothing to do with my work ethic. Because it was for my work ethic. My manager actually wanted to keep me. She actually left and became a district manager somewhere else. Once she left, they put the hammer down, because she was the one keeping me. She loved my work ethic. They couldn't see my work ethic. All they was concerned about is what they seen on paper that happened 30 years ago. That was the only concern. Not who I am today, right? Not what I'm doing today. Not what I'm striving to do or what I'm striving to become. Nor what I did for the 40 days I worked for them. None of that mattered. The only thing mattered was that ink on that paper from 30 years ago. And that's the struggle we all gonna have when we coming home. Because for employers and for people in the community, what defines us is our past and what we did. That's what defines us. No matter what we're doing now, no matter what we want to do now, no matter how sincere we are, what defines us is our past in other people's mind. And I have to sit here and ask, is that a narrow mind? Does that person, whoever judges someone for what they did, is that a narrow mind? When you're looking at a person grow in front of you, sprouting like a beautiful flower, we want to stay stuck on something that happened 20, 30 years ago? That's what's happening with me. And then after that, it took me 14 months to find another job. 14 months. I ask you, what is someone coming home from prison who has no money saved up, maybe no place to stay, how are they going to eat and live? Please, those that's making decisions, I would like you to answer that question for me. If no one is going to hire formerly incarcerated, or if only a few people is going to hire, like factories, I mean, we're only forced to work in a factory as labor when we come home, or construction. How are we going to eat or live? How are we going to pay rent? How are we going to get apartments and become independent again with these background checks? I just don't understand. They tell us that we need to be rehabilitated inside a prison, and then when we come home, we have no assistance from society. They shun us, They define us by our past, and don't want to give us a shot. And I'm going to say, I know some people that come home that do not want to work, but I know a lot of people that come home that do want to work. What about us? But I can tell you, it didn't send me back out to the street. I'm still standing, and it's making me stronger. So I guess that's a good thing, because I'm becoming stronger as a result of the rejection. So yeah, I'm just gonna brand myself now. I'm tired of begging for people, hire me, because my work ethic is good. I'm gonna give you what you want and more. I feel guilty all day if I'm 5 minutes late for work. That's the type of work I am, and I still want to work. So that's just part of my struggles, but I'm not gonna let it stop me. I had to realize one time that why am I at this closed door? There's a closed door right here. Why am I staying here if they don't want to open the door? Why am I spending all this energy at this closed door talking about open it, open it, open it, open it, let me in, and they don't want to let me in? Why would I do that? I had to realize, stop getting caught up in this closed door, because there's open doors somewhere. And once I moved on, I found a couple open doors. They're out there. And so I just wanted to share this with you today. I'm ranting a little bit, but I want to share myself with you and my struggles a little bit, and I will continue. But I want to tell you how hard it is for me and was for me, so you could share this with their loved ones. They need to be prepared. If they think they're going to come out and it's going to be smooth sailing, then they're not going to be prepared properly. They need to be prepared to know it's going to come out and they're going to get opposition. There's going to be barriers. People are going to judge them. So the question is, how do you hold up under that? If you're determined to make it no matter what, then that's not going to faze you. But if you're not determined to make it no matter what, a few rejections may send you back out into the street if you have any reservations. So we have to be careful with that. Let's prepare them to know it may not be easy. And if it's not easy, what is your options? What are you going to do if you're having a hard time? Are you prepared for that? And this could just be part of the conversations that we have with our loved ones. So in any event, I just wanted to share those few things with you. I don't want to keep you no more. I'm trying to keep it to 15 minutes. I will continue sharing my struggles and my plight with you so that you have an idea of what it is, so you know how to deal with your loved ones and friends. I'll be back next week. I suggest that if you haven't, that you come check out our YouTube channel, Reality Speaks TV, because it's some real talk and it can be applicable to life issues. They're not limited to just the forgotten ones. We can get information from anywhere. So if you want to continue listening to me, if you like what I'm saying and my insights, then also come to Reality Speaks TV, because I'm going back and forth with these two, and I'm trying to kind of merge them a little bit. Not merge them, but have them linked up. So with that, let me get my day started early. Please like, share, comment, encourage people to join the group. Continue to look for people that have friends and loved ones inside, even if they're trying to keep it a secret. If they're your friend, just have them come to the group. I'm here for you. I'm going to continue trying to give you anything that I can to help you and your loved one inside. Have a good day. Peace.